I just don't want to be someone that looks back at my life and that I say I loved with words. Every Martin Luther King Jr. day, I'd listen to him speak. One of the last paragraphs of the last speech of the man's life, he says it's time for us to develop a kind of dangerous unselfishness. And when he says that, I just felt this fire in my veins, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just writing songs and living the dream and having a family, and I want to do something. And then Matt Parker from the Exodus Road comes to me and says, hey, I'm looking for a band to talk about what we're doing. What are you doing? Oh, we're fighting sex trafficking. And I said, man, don't let me just talk about it. No one's gonna listen. Bring me with you and train me. And Matt's like, all right, check with your wife. And then I go home and I was like, no way, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, baby, he's coming over for breakfast tomorrow, if that's okay. And then he came over, and Anna, halfway through, Anna, like, we're cheered up, and I was like, this will be our legacy. We're doing this. I've been going with the Exodus Road for 2 years now. So there was a lot of excitement. Found a lot of girls who wanted to get out. And there was 2 operations going on that night, and I was part of it, and my job was to be support when this other guy he's waiting there for this teenage girl to be sold to him by the bar owner. So I spent the whole evening with this other girl that was my informant, if you will, and she's talked to me the whole time, and I'm just waiting, and we're waiting. And then this girl never shows, the teenage girl never shows that we're there to pull out of the brothel, and that she was gonna be the trigger to take down this club. 2.5 hours in, the girl I'm talking to finally says, hey, the police came last night, and one of them took a bribe from the club owner. And I just couldn't believe it. And sometimes I feel like, man, should I keep going back? I want to be, am I really accomplishing anything? And to think that I'd even have that thought, that doubt after, combined total of 3 months of my life is all. And you look at a guy like William Wilberforce, Harriet Tubman, they just invested years and years and years and years and years, and they just didn't stop. They just kept on going forward. But this is stupid to fly straight from the red light district into trying to tour full time. But at the same time, hopefully I can pull people in on the wave of that emotion that I'm still in the thick of right now. Just the guilt of being in those clubs is too heavy for me. I have to say to this person that I want to buy this person, and neither of them know that I'm not for real about it. And we're talking about hundreds of people now that I've said that to. But it's worth it. When you look into one of these girls' eyes, it's so worth it, all of that. Honestly, I want to figure out how not to talk about how I'm feeling, because it pales in comparison to what she goes through every day. And I'm just always reminded of, Lord, these are your girls. These are the ones you love. I feel in that way, I feel closer to him, and there's a desperation in my relationship. Lord, how long are you gonna wait? How long are you gonna let evil prosper? But I have a joy, and I think the more I do it, the tendency would be to despair more, because you see it and you see just how overwhelming, it's just this overwhelming constant tide of oppression. But I think I'm getting more hopeful. And I see it, I see moments, I see glimmers. And I'm working on something that says she's I don't really have a melody yet, but she's a precious girl from the countryside. The only daughter of a farmer's bride, with so much to fear and so much to hide, and she hides. She's resigned, it seems, and exhausted too. She's got memories of a dream that got lost en route, but her eyes still gleam from across the room. I read a love song for a prostitute. She prayed to you in the Isan rain. She prayed, but she never knew your name. She prayed to you, but you never came. She prays still, but it still stays the same. She wants to feel sunlight on her face. Alabaster perfume on your feet from her hair. She's the last in the room and the first to care. She held you at the tomb with the dew in the air, the cruel spear in your side on the hill. She was there on the wall with the spies and her pale moon. Hid him there by her side in the back of the room. She's a child and a bride in Sahara Dune. She's a daughter of Syria and Cameroon. From the streets of Brazil to the hills of Thailand, to the bullet-strewn fields of Uganda's sand. She's only 15, she's American, she's praying, are you listening, do you understand? She wants to feel sunlight on her face. I gotta find a melody for that one.